So, hello everybody. I just wanted to come here and do a quick reaction video. And the reaction video that I'm actually going to do really quickly, I mean real quick, is to this young gentleman by the name, his actual channel is called Stop Playinn Tre. Now, I just became aware of Trey probably within the last couple of days. I do need to do a little bit more of investigation on him because I truly don't know what Trey is all about. However, I do or became aware of something that he said regarding the black community and black women wearing fake hair, weaves, braids, and things like that, and how it is destroying our black community. Now, the first thing I want to say is that this is a disclaimer. The disclaimer that I am saying is that these are just my thoughts and opinions. Nothing is written in any book of law or anything like that, but I am so confused by this young man. I watched a really short clip. It sounds like to me that he's all for black women wearing their own hair, but then he makes this really dumb comment about being white. Can you look at his hair at the end of a short? And so I'm just kind of confused. So he's in what looks to be a mall, and he's telling these young girls that most girls need to stop being insecure. He's complimenting them on their ponytails. They have their ponytails pull up and baby hairs, and this is their natural hair. He's also asking these young women, do they actually like their hair natural? And their response is, no, I don't like to wear my hair natural. I don't wear braids, but I do wear lace fronts and weaves and things like that. My natural hair, unless I don't have a lace front. I work with companies that give me this hair, and so I like to wear weaves and stuff. Then he goes on to ask them, is this thought about their own natural hair and the negative that they have about their natural hair something that their mother may have passed on to them, allowing them to wear weaves, hair pieces, and pressing their hair at a very young age? And these young ladies are saying possibly yes, maybe no. I think personally it just depends on the individual person. I know, coming from a time when we got our hair pressed when it was time to go and celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, we got our hair pressed. But I remember, and when I say we, I mean myself and my siblings, I remember my grandfather basically telling my mother, leave their hair alone, let them have natural hair, let them rock their natural hair, because myself and my siblings actually have pretty fine hair. Some of the sisters have thinner hair, some of them are thick. It's only three of us, but some, meaning my older sister, her hair is very thick and wavy. Mine is thin and wavy, and my younger sister's hair is just thin. It's not the same grade as ours. But what I want to say is this. I have been natural and have worn my natural hair for at least, I would say now, the last 15 years. I ended up going natural. I was a loose natural for many years. And then I decided to actually lock. So here I am. I lock my hair now. I twist my hair every 6 to 8 weeks. Absolutely love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. Let me explain to you my reason for going natural. I believe the first relaxer myself and my older sister got, I believe we were 12 or 13 years old, because before we got a relaxer, which was like, I believe, a Revlon relaxer, my sister and I would put water and bergamot grease in our hair, and it would slick back. It was very curly. It was very doable. Our hair was manageable. That's how my mother used to take care of our hair. But as we got into our teenage years, we began to wash, condition, dry, and style our own hair. What ended up happening is there was no hair loss, there was no breaking off, but around the times when the holidays come, as I mentioned earlier, we would get our hair pressed. I loved my natural hair. I didn't like to get my hair pressed because what happened is my mom used to press our hair, and then my mom had her friend press our hair, and her friend used to drink. And let me tell you something. You know, when you comb your hair and you take the comb and you comb through your hair, that's how that lady used to press our hair. And we would be like, ow, ooh, you know, because when hair is pressed, they use a pressing oil, and the pressing oil allows the hair to get straighter, faster. But sometimes, depending on the type of pressing oil, that oil would burn your scalp. Well, when this lady was pressing our hair with a pressing comb and actually combing it like she was combing it, her drunk probably had something to do with it. I didn't like for her to press my hair, and we talked to our mother about it. What I found out is that in this conversation that Trey was actually having with these young women, a lot of the young women were saying that they like their hair in wigs, they like their hair in braids, they like their hair in weaves. And a lot of these young ladies were saying that women actually do that to feel confident. Now, we have situations with alopecia, we have situations with some women's hair just don't grow. It doesn't grow all evenly. It's a lot of different reasons as to why young ladies tend to wear weaves, wigs, lace fronts, and all of those things. It's a matter of personal preference. It is, in fact, not your hair. You shouldn't have any input with it. Now, I know there are several different grades of hair. You have very fine hair, you have very curly hair, you have very kinky hair. Let me tell you something about me. My hair has 7 different types, 7 different grades. At least I have very curly in the front. On the sides of my hair is really, really tight curled. In the back, I have really, really big and loose curls. But everybody always says, you have good hair. What is good hair? Okay, good hair is any amount of hair that is coming out of your head. Now, let me go back to the fact as to why I actually locked my hair. As I said before, my sister and I, my mother put a relaxer in our hair, Revlon relaxer, when we were 12 and 13 years old. I can remember when my mother did that, our hair actually broke off. It could have been, number one, our hair did not need a relaxer and it was rejecting the chemicals. It could have been because we were now taking care of our hair ourselves. It was not being taken care of the way in which it should have. When you have a relaxer, there are several things that you have to do. Number one, when it comes time for a touch-up, you need to make sure that you get the touch-up, because if you don't get the touch-up, the hair will break off. You need to make sure that your hair is trimmed. You need to make sure that your hair is conditioned. What ended up happening is every single time I personally got my hair relaxed, I would always wake up the next day, whether it was my mother doing the relaxer or myself, because I had graduated to doing them myself, or even as I got older, 17, 18, 19 years old, and I was paying to get my hair done, it would burn and I would have scabs in my hair. I went to a beautician at about 17, 18 years old when I was paying for my hair to get done. And she literally told me that my hair was not the grade of hair that needed relaxers, that my hair could do very, very well with just water, grease, and conditioner if I wanted just a wavy, curly look. And if I wanted it to straight, all I had to do was blow dry my hair. We are so blessed now because even with natural hair now, we can do flat irons, we can do blow dryers, and we also can use a product that allows us to have a silk press. We can use a product that allows us to protect our hair, a heat protectant, and things of that nature. So much has evolved. But one of the reasons that I ended up not continuing on with relaxing my hair is one day I went to the store. I had migrated from Revlon to literal kitty perms. If you relax your hair, you know what I'm talking about with kitty perms. There was a line that came out and all they did was offered kitty perms. And those kitty perms were the type of relaxers that supposedly did not have that much lye in it. When I say lye, I mean LIE, that chemical agent that would cause your hair to get straighter. Y'all know what? The kitty perms even burnt my scalp. The kitty perms even caused me to have irritation. I ended up going natural for several reasons. Okay, I got tired of the scabs. I got tired of wearing braids, and the chemicals in the braided hair would itch me. I got tired of wearing wigs. They would itch me. I got tired of wearing weaves. This is the thing. I am talented enough to make weaves. I can make wigs. I can braid my hair. Any and everything that I can do or needs to be done to my hair, I can do it. I can do it. I've always done it. And because of the fact that I'm very tender-headed, it was easy for me to learn how to do things. If I didn't know how to do something, all I would do, and even now today, is get on YouTube and you find out everything. So I went to the store. I got this little kitty perm. I can't believe the name. I went to the store. I got this little kitty perm. I've even tried Cream of Nature. Burnt my scalp. Dark and Lovely burnt my scalp so bad to where the next day I would have scabs in my hair. But this one particular time, I went to the store and I got the kitty perm. And when I got the kitty perm, and I may have sent my husband to go to the store and get it, I always told my husband, get the ones from the back, because when you get the ones from the back, you know that you're getting the newer ones. When they put products in the stores, they put the newest products in the back and move the older ones to the front. So he got the perm for me. He came home, or the relaxer. He came home. I put it in my head, and let me explain to you what happened. I had scabs the next day, but the scabs I got over. All I had to do was put Vaseline on the scabs. I had to put Vaseline on the scabs. Once I put Vaseline on the scabs, within a couple of days, I could comb through it. And oftentimes, I would lose hair from it clumping together from that irritation on my scalp. But this particular time, I put it in there. I had at least 2 or 3 scabs in my hair. But what got me more than anything is I had what was like a bubble in my head. And at the center of that bubble, there was like pus in my head. Okay? I'm going to tell you what I did. I went and got a safety pin, put it on the fire to where kind of like sterilize it, put it in that scalp, remove the film, and let all of the pus come out. After I did that, I took peroxide and put it on my head. And I kept the oil away from it in that area because I didn't want it to get infected. After that cleared up, I made up my mind that I would never again put a relaxer in my hair. You know what I did? 2 weeks later, I cut every bit of relaxer out of my hair. I did a big chop. When I did the big chop, I walked around. My hair was the same length as my husband's. Loved it. But it was something that I had to grow to like. Eventually, what ended up happening is I ended up growing my hair. My hair grew very, very fast because there was nothing keeping it from growing. I appreciate the fact that there are a lot of men who like natural hair, but the reality is a lot of men don't. I remember when I did that to my hair, I went on Facebook and I put a picture, and there was a gentleman who said, "Your hair is absolutely beautiful. I wish more women would embrace their hair." The bottom line is this: everybody everywhere is not confident. Everybody everywhere, based on how they were raised and how they were talked to when they were coming up, they just don't want to rock their natural hair. A lot of people tend to think that natural hair is too much to deal with. But the bottom line is this, and I say this with all respect: people are entitled to wear their hair exactly the way that they want. If they want to wear 27-inch wigs, they can do that. I got into wearing the wigs because I wanted a change in my hair. I was on YouTube doing videos, and people would reach out to me and ask me to do the videos. I can talk about hair all day and all night because I know the journey. I ended up in a 3-year span big chopping my hair 2 times. I know what it looks like. You get pretty much of a 3D face because your hair is so low. But let me tell you something about doing a big chop on your hair. It takes confidence. It takes discipline. It takes confidence. It takes discipline. And it takes you knowing who you are. Okay? There was a mention in Tre's video about hair growth. And a lot of people's misconception is that if I put a wig on my hair, if I put a weave in my hair, if I put something on my hair, put cornrows in my hair and put these wigs on, it's going to grow. Let me explain something to you. Some people think that if I do that and it's dirty, it's going to grow. Hair growth typically happens for us, and I am not a licensed cosmetologist at all. I'm only speaking according to what I experienced. What I experienced was this: hair growth happened to me when my hair was not being constantly manipulated. I didn't have hair falling out. I didn't have hair breaking off. Now, I've never been one to have a lot of hair breakage. Never, never, never. And I think the reason being with that is because I have always, 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 always taken great care of my hair. Even when I had my hair cut in the little Holly Berry type of haircut where it was tapered on the sides and tapered in the back, even when I had it like that, I ended up going to a beautician, having her cut my hair, and then I maintained it. I maintained it with relaxers. I maintained it with cutting it and trimming it, and didn't have to go anywhere else. People think that their thoughts and their opinions can be imposed on others, and that is absolutely untrue. If a person chooses to wear their hair natural, good for them. If a person chooses to have locks, good for them. It is not the responsibility of someone else to say that a person is this way or that way because of the way that they choose to wear their hair. We don't get to do that. You are entitled to your opinion. But if the hair is not on your head, what difference does it make what it is that you have to say? I ended up actually locking my hair. I ended up starting with finger coils. It was a journey. I look like, what is that rapper's name where the hair is sticking up all over his head? Old Dirty Bastard. I looked like him a couple of 2 or 3 times. during my journey. My head itched so much I wanted to cut my locks out. But you know what I did? I said, you know what? This time, because I had started it one time before, I said, this time, this is going to be the time that I am going to go through the process. I'm going to enjoy this journey. And even though my actual locks at one time looked like they were throwing up gang signs, I had where my hair just itched, my scalp itched. I trusted the process. I put wraps on my hair. I would do black castor oil, heat and rose water. I would do sea breeze. And I stand before you today with a head full of beautiful locks. Another thing that a lot of people don't like, and I have to raise my hand on this with us as Black women rocking our natural hair, is shrinkage. Everyone says that shrinkage is healthy. Okay, but it doesn't mean that we like it. Trey said that he thought the shrinkage was cute. I remember when I had first cut my hair, did my big chop, and I think I had been in my natural hair journey probably 4 months. So I had like a little teeny weeny afro. So TWA. And I had on, this was during the time when they had that matte dark burgundy lipstick. And myself and my husband went into Walmart, and there was a little 9-year-old little girl. And she said, "Ooh, mommy, she looks so pretty. And she's wearing her natural hair." And that thing made me so happy. It made me happy because that conversation that I heard that young girl say to her mother, obviously was reiteration by looking at my hair, by me accepting my own natural hair. Let that young lady know that you can be pretty with natural hair too. Trey feels and suggests oftentimes that Black women should wear their natural hair. Once again, it's a matter of personal preference. If you like natural hair, that's cool. I believe somebody said something to the effect that Trey said that, and I hope this was him, correct me in the comments if I am wrong, that women are trying to be white when they wear weaves. I wear weaves or wigs sometimes. Sometimes when my hair gets so fuzzy, my hair's very, very curly, and it's time for a retwist. And number one, I want to give my hair a little bit more time in between retwists, or I just don't feel like doing it. I'll put a wig on my hair, or I'll put a wrap on my hair. It doesn't mean that we're trying to be anybody. When you know who you are, you know who you are. Whether you're wearing a wig, a weave, a lace front, the one where they take, I have been having so many problems remembering what this is, where they take the different sizes of the hair and they put it in your hair, and they put it on top of the cap. Put it in the comments what it is. I have a friend who does that, and we talk about it all the time, but I can't remember. Then Trey says in this video, how can we get women to wear natural hair? And a young lady says, make a law where they have to wear their natural hair. Are you kidding me? Honey, this is freedom of speech. This is my head. I can wear my hair any way that I want to wear it. And ain't nobody going to make a law. That's crazy. If that's the case, they would have to make a law for the Caucasians that they shouldn't go and get tans, or they should make a law that Asians shouldn't be able to flat iron their hair. You can't take the rights of people away from them because it's something that you think that people should do. And then they were like, take people to jail for wearing fake hair, because the Asian people are the ones who are in fact taking or selling the hair. Then they say that the hair should be taken out of stores. And then one young lady mentioned, no, that should not be the case. And should you take your people to jail because you want to jail your people because they want to wear different hair? Let me tell you something. It's a matter of personal choice, just as you have a matter of personal choice in liking natural hair. If, in fact, Mr. Tre likes a woman who has natural hair, then when he seeks to get in a relationship or possibly marry someone, he should wear someone who is very confident in wearing their natural hair. Every woman isn't committed to wearing natural hair. Every woman isn't committed to even liking their own natural hair. And that may have something to do with upbringing. I mean, if you really, really think about it, you have children at school who call young children nappy head. You have parents who speak kind of abusive and say nappy head. But the one thing that I always say, and I'm going to say this in closing, at 57 years old, I know who I am. I am happily nappy with a head full of locks. And if you know like I know, you would wear your hair natural. It's a game changer in everything. You can walk in the fullness of your womanhood. I still wear lashes, but my lashes are strip lashes, and they are not mink. They are mink faux. And the bottom line is people are going to do exactly what it is that they want to do, regardless of what men say and regardless of what others say. Let people be who they are. And if they want to walk around with flowy, wavy, natural hair and not really appreciate their hair, let them do it. It's a matter of free speech. It's a matter of opinion. And it's a matter of doing what you want to do with your own head of hair. If we say that we have and can make the decisions on how people should wear their hair, the same should go with the cars that we drive. The same should go with the food that we eat. The same should go with who we interact and befriend with. The world that we live in is a world where we are entitled to make the decisions that we can for our own personal individual selves. I believe it's vitally important that we do not wrap ourselves up in the opinions and the likes of other people in regards to what it is that they want to do with their hair. As I said earlier, a lot of people deal with alopecia. And one of the reasons they wear the wigs and the weaves on their hair is their head is because they feel comfortable. They feel comfortable. They feel a sense of being accepted. And guess what? If it makes them feel good, that's all that matters. Stop worrying about stuff that don't even concern you. And then at the end of the video, Stop Playinn Tre had the nerve to say something to the effect that he was white. Look at his hair. Okay, well, you've just heard my reaction to women and how we are destroying our community, or they are destroying their community. And I have to say we, because there are some times when I wear weaves based on, or wigs based on whether or not I want to retwist my hair, whether or not I want to wear wrap. Another reason that I ended up locking my hair was I forgot what it felt like for the sun to hit my scalp. I'm telling y'all, once I twisted my hair and that summer that sun hit my scalp, baby, it was a new beginning. My name is Carol. I am with Let's Makeup with Carol J, and you have heard